Right. Okay. So let's see how we can create a stopwatch. Now to do this, we need to add this timer control. So I already added this one. So you can see when you add the timer control, it won't be in the form. It will be somewhere here. And then if you look at the properties of this one timer control, there is some properties like timer. Then this here, this one, there's a something called as a interval property. So so interval property is set to 100. So this is 100 milliseconds. So that means when you put some code into a timer control, so if I want to put some code, I can double click over here. Now you can see, like anything else, timer also having a tick event. So timer's tick events triggers based on the this one's interval. So timer's tick event triggers at every 100 milliseconds in here. So if I want to run it every second, that means 1000 millisecond. So it will trigger every second. So this can be useful in various tasks in visual programming. Right? So let's try to create this one. So we need to have 3 buttons. So we already have 1 button. So what I do is I control copy and paste it. So I'll have 3 buttons now. So then I need to properly name these 3 buttons. Right? Then I need to have a text box also. Right? So text box is the one which is going to display the timer. So text box property, I better to change it into a slightly larger font. So maybe I'll have something like maybe 16, maybe even more. So let me have it like 22. Right? So more like a timer, so I can resize the form into something smaller. Then I need to name all these buttons and have caption or text to this one. So this one is going to be the start button. Start. So this is the start button. So I need to give a proper name for this one also. So so here, instead of button 1, I can call as a btn start. Then this second button is going to be the stop button. So I can call as a btn stop. Right? So I need to have caption for this one, or the text for this one. It should be stop. So yes, so here it should be stop. So it should be stop. Right, then this one should be reset button. So it should be reset. Reset. And I should give a proper name for this one also. So don't leave it as a btn button, whatever. So where's the name property? So I need to go into name property and do the changes. So here name property. So I should call it as a button reset. Right. Okay. So everything is set. Okay. Then the text box. So I'll just leave the text box as a okay. So make it list as a text box 1. So then the text box 1 text property, I need to do some changes for that. So I'll put it as a 0. So now it will show a 0 like this. So okay. So under the timer's tick property, right? So I double click on a timer. So went into timer's tick property. So I'm going to put my code textbox1 dot text equals textbox1 dot text plus 1, right? So probably this won't work because there are, you know, text box one is one what text is string and this one is an integer. So adding this thing, it won't do the task for us, right? So right, so what I do is I'll use int, and there's one called praise, right? So I'm going to convert whatever the thing in the text box into a integer, then we'll add 1. Then again there's an issue, this whatever the output will come as a integer, so that need to be converted into a string to assign it to the text box. So I done that part. So let's see this thing is working, right? So from the start button, so I double click and add this code timer1 start, right? So and then for the stop button, I can have the code timer1 dot stop is also there, right? So so let's see whether this thing is working. So click on start button, so it's counting, stop, again start, stop, and it's working now. So you can understand. Now I'll do some changes for timer1's interval property. Remember, interval property is the one which is going to govern how fast this timer going to takes, right? So I'll make it at only 100. So let's see how this thing is working now. So it's going faster now, right? Okay, so next thing what we need to do is we need to have a reset button code, right? So let's add the code for that one also. So here it's very simple. Then what I need to do is I need to reassign the text box value into 0. Right, so you see everything is working together now. So when you click start, it starts like this. When you stop and reset, start, stop, and reset. Other thing you can need to know, if you want it, you can use the enable property of the timer also to start and stop the timer, right? So that also can do. So you can programmatically enable the timer or disable the timer. That way also you can start and stop the running of the stopwatch. So if you spend a bit more time, and you can create a real stopwatch, so that one you need to do some bit more coding, bit more string manipulation.